How is everyone? The timer has started. As the title says, 1 hour live stream and then bed. Particularly tired today. Don't know why. Some days. I've been sleeping maybe 6 to 7 hours on a good night. Sleeping pretty well, which I'm happy about. I've talked quite a bit about my previous struggles. My previous struggles with sleep, anxiety, panic attacks, and how I don't like using the word overcome, almost like you're jinxing yourself. You know what I mean? I've overcome this. Who knows if I've overcome anything? Right now, I'm sleeping well. The minute I get up, my focus is on going back to bed. That sounds pretty awful, doesn't it? But I don't mean it like that. Hey, Ann. Ann's Crap Chat, my friend. How are you? Austin says, hi, Ann. Hey, Austin, my friend. How are you? Hey, poor man. What's up? Ann's Crap Chat says, hey, Austin, how are you? And our friend Dottie is here, but she's going to be in the background just listening. Dottie, my friend, sending you love, and my prayers are with you. Um, Anytime you need to message me, if you ever need to talk. All right. So, yeah, for me to say the first thing, my first focus when I get up is going back to bed. Seems like, well, why don't you just go back to bed? Um, but what I mean is, I want to put things in place immediately that prepare me for a good night's sleep. Meaning I get up at the same time every day. Even sleeping in a little bit can't affect your sleep coming up. Throws off your circadian rhythm. The body, the mind thrives on an internal rhythm that is linked to the rhythm of the world. Sunrise, sunset. I'm up much before sunrise. But you also want to get that early morning light to the eyes. I mentioned that before. You want some strenuous as well as gentle exercise. Restorative. Most people skip the restorative. Some people skip it altogether. Let's see, who else do we have here? Hey, Daisy. How are you? We're talking about sleep. Daisy says, hey, Yogi, how are you? I'm doing good, my friend. Austin says he's doing good. Thanks for asking. Poor man's saying hi to everyone. And Ann's crap chat is good. How's the crafting going, Ann? Poor man says, I'm off my sleep meds. I was able to sleep last night. Awesome. That's huge. I know that was worrisome to you, going off your meds. Daddy says, thanks and much appreciated, Eric. Absolutely, my friend. Hey, Runner Boy. Runner Boy says, yo. Skits, say Eric, brother. Hope you had a wonderful day, my friend. And hi, chat. Hope you all had a wonderful day, too. Thank you, Skits. I did have a pretty good day. How about you? I did my first set of my first 5 minute set of kettlebell long cycle, which is clean and jerk. First 5 minute set in 3 years, as I've mainly, obviously, been doing burpees and some other stuff. I am back with the kettlebells. I got an agenda. I got a goal, as much as I ever have a goal these days. In April, I will be, I'm choking on the words, 60 years old. So by April, I want to do a 10-minute set, 63 reps. Not that I'm going to be 63. Originally, it was going to be 60 reps, but with the 16 kilogram kettlebells, 10-minute set. You don't put the weight down. You don't put the weights down. The entirety of that. Doable. When I competed in kettlebell sport, I mainly competed with two 24 kilogram, but in training, I was doing 10-minute sets with the 32 kilogram kettlebells. But I'm neither as big as I was, or as strong as I was, or as young as I was. the operative word was. I'm not anything that I was. Few of us are. But that doesn't mean we still can't do stuff. If you only take joy in the end result of the things that we do, then you are in for a limited amount of joy. Because nothing is consistent. Nothing. Maybe you get the same results, similar results for a short amount of time, but eventually, things change. Enjoy the motion, enjoy the movement, enjoy the activity, enjoy life, but don't cling to the details. Be flexible. Bruce Lee said, be like water, and he actually was quoting from the Tao Te Ching. So Skits, how was your day? Anne says hump day. It is hump day. You know what, Anne? I'm glad you introduced that. Austin gives us 2, 3, 4. That's a lot of humps. It is hump day, and I'm glad you introduced that, because maybe it will be camels that will finally take down crabs. And the just a yogi doing burpees in his basement pull-a-thon that we are, I don't know, it has no purpose. The purpose is to be completely ridiculous as we can be. And you know what? I'm not surprised at all. You guys can be really ridiculous, which makes me very happy. I'm with the right people. I finally found the tribe that I belong in. Hey, Liz. Pink Cheen, green goes. That is an interesting point. I look forward to subscribing to your newsletter, my friend. Lauren Rose says, can you say big back? Nope. Can't say it. Sorry. Austin says, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking, Brother Skits. It says, let's see. Runner Boy says, hello to Mr. Yogi. I don't know if you ever called me Mr. anything before, Runner Boy. Skit says, hey, nice work in the bag, by the way. Skit says, nice, Eric. Let's go. You should be proud. I did bench 10 reps at 50K today, which is a PB for me. Awesome. That's awesome. Man, you've been really consistent. Austin gives some Runner Boy running emojis. Skit says, evening, Runner Boy. Hope you're well, bro. And he's laughing. Runner Boy says, Skits, the door once entered is a door less closed. The Philosophy of Runner Boy. I look forward to reading his book when it eventually comes out. I have no doubt that it will one day. However, the Philosophy of Runner Boy also states that crabs are a superior species to everything. And says, well, tomorrow is Thirsty Thursday, so it fits. Thirsty Thursday. It has been a while for me to have a Thirsty Thursday. Back in the day, in the 90s, if it ended with a Y, it was a thirsty day. Wonder Boy says, me rips off Yogi's book. You know what? It's all yours. I've had enough glory through my writing career. My first book has sold in the 1s and the 2s. Maybe even top in 10. Who knows? That's enough fame and fortune for one guy. Skit says, Runner Boy, please enlighten me. It's by way of the crab. We got a gorilla from Austin. So Austin, are you saying that you think it might be the gorilla that can take the crabs? If you put that out there, if you say, yes, I want to poll gorilla against crabs, I will put that out there and I will give full support to gorillas. Just needs a go-ahead from Austin. Skits is laughing. Runner Boy says, Yogi, I'll be a shipment of your books. I'll be a shipment of your books. Get printing. It's actually print on demand. However, much to my dismay, no one is demanding. So, actually, this year I've sold more copies of my first book than since I first wrote it. Since the first 2 years, it did okay. More than that, it seemed to help a lot of people, which was awesome. It was picked up by a lot of people in sobriety groups. My old Catholic school, refused to carry it in the library. Hurt my mom's feelings a little bit because I was, when I talk about God, sometimes I use he, sometimes I use she. Sometimes I talk about the ineffable. You can't really put a he or a she on that which is ineffable. They didn't like that at all. Hey, Ian, my friend, how are you? Ian says, good morning, Eric in chat. Hope you all have a great day. Thank you, Ian, my friend. It's, let's see, what time is it for you? It's got to be morning, right? Border Boy says, I will eventually get it. Hey, Nightmare. Nightmare says, how's it going, Eric? It is going well. Skit says, crabs, gorillas, onions. I'm so confused. Understandable. Understandably so. Just make sure that you remember it is the onion that we tape to the toe. Do not, I repeat, do not tape a crab to your toe. It will not lead to positive results for you or the crab. Skits is saying hi to everyone. Runner Boy says, Skits, the truth is crabs just can't lose. We shall see. Again, if anyone wants to pit something against a crab, let me know. I will give it consideration. If it's worthwhile, I will give it my full support. Someone has to take a firm stand against the tyranny of Runner Boy and Nightmare and the crabs. Death Bomb says, yo, we know who Death Bomb is. Ann says, hi to Skits. Ann says, morning to Skits. It's 7:31 a.m. here. It is the future in Australia. Nightmare says, did someone say crab? We are discussing crabs. It's a topic that is ever present in the Just a Yogi community. And I have no idea why. But we can thank Runner Boy. Death Bomb says, nice to see you again. Well, thank you, my friend. That was very kind of you. Did not expect that. But I always appreciate a kind gesture. Skit says, justice for onion. Someone's got to stand up for onions, right? Runner Boy says, no one dares challenge the crab. So far, no one has. I've given everyone the opportunity. Hey, so Anne, are you saying frogs? Are you offering a frog? If you say, let's go for it, I will do a poll right now. I told you guys I'm going to do an hour live stream, so we have about 45 more minutes to take down the crabs. That never sounds right, does it? Stella says it's currently 10:32 p.m. for me. I'll stay until 10:45. Then I'm going to go to sleep. Hey, I appreciate the visit, Stella. Thank you. Runner Boy says, I'm eating blueberries. You know what? If everyone had a serving of blueberries a day, their health would change drastically. If you had a serving of blueberries, if you had 6 almonds, 1 date, and half a cup of legumes, everything about your health at this moment would change drastically in a month. I'm not just saying that because I have a sponsorship from blueberries and dates and almonds and legumes. Stella says, need a good night's sleep. I'm going on a holiday tomorrow. Nice. Where are you going to go, Stella? Hey, Theme. How are you? Mira, my friend. It's nice to see you. It was nice seeing you on your live stream, too. Corner Boy says, but they are really purple. They are tricking us. Corner Boy says, I like frogs. Do you like them enough? That's the question. Stella says, hey, and have fun. Thank you, Stella. Nightmare says, frogs or toads is the real question. I like both. And about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was getting a frog and toad photo a week. But now it's just too cold. They are buried deeply in the mud, staying warm until next year. Can't blame them. However, my preference, I do like frogs and toads. I think my preference is frogs. So the question isn't what would win in a fight. The question is, what is a superior species? Overall, could it be? Is Anne's Crap Chat saying, is she taking a firm stance that it's going to be frogs? If she says yes, all right. So we're in. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to keep it simple. First, I got to remember how to type. And here we go. We're off to a start. Positive Lamb, 777. Positive Lamb. I like that title. How are you, my friend? Stella says Spain is a lovely place. I've never been. I had a good friend. She was actually a boss of mine who was from Spain. And I've heard it's a very beautiful country. Skit says hi to Theme Park and Nightmare. Daisy says superfoods. Yes, superfoods. So I always, whenever anyone wants to talk about diet, or people ask me about me being a vegan or plant-based, I always say become a vegan if it is an ethical stance that you're willing to take. If we're talking purely health reasons, I think everyone should take an ethical stance in no better way than with your food. But not everyone has to. If we're talking a purely health, then plant-based. Plant-based means that you eat plants, but you have meat if you like meat. You have fish if you like fish. You have dairy if you like dairy. But primarily, you eat more plants than you do meat. So it doesn't exclude anything. But whenever someone says, what should I do to get healthier? What should I do to lose weight? What I always recommend first, don't eliminate anything yet. Add things in. Have a bowl of greens every day. Start with that, 1 bowl of greens. Then add half a cup of legumes, quarter cup of legumes of your choice in that bowl of greens, or separately. Then maybe throw in some oatmeal with blueberries and some almonds or some walnuts, some type of nut. The more good stuff you add in, the more positive effect it has on your health, and the less room you have, because it's high volume food, meaning it's low in calories, very high in fiber, it fills you up. So the less other stuff you're going to eat. Yogi versus Eric. No, you're talking me versus Eric Lapointe. It would be an impossibility. An impossibility. Let's see. Theme says, hi, Skits and Daisy. Mir says, "Stay blessed, Sir Yogi." Thank you, my friend Mir. You as well. Any Fitness Possible says, "Hi, Yogi." Hey, Bob. How are you? Hey, Bob. I meant to ask you. I heard you talk about your hand, but I haven't heard you mention how your foot is lately. How's your foot doing? Theme says, "I'm fantastic." That's nice to hear, Theme. Birthday's getting ever closer. It's good, says, "Evening to Brother Mir. Hope you're well." Hey, Maui. Nice to see you, my friend. Stella says, "Frogs." Make sure you vote, Stella. It's closer than it's been for a while. Man, I'm imagining the flop sweat on Runnerboy right now at this very moment. And you know, Nightmare he's probably in a rage right now. I hope our good friend Bob is going to vote. And I hope he remembers. He actually left a really kind comment on one of my nature videos about frogs and toads and how much he actually liked them. I hope he takes that in consideration when he places his vote. Stella says, "Yeah, really nice weather, but I'm really looking forward to going in the pool all day, every day. So excited, can't wait." Man, that sounds like a lot of fun. It has been chilly here, and it's going to stay that way for the next few days. So, man, warm weather and a pool, that sounds pretty nice. Let's see, Theme says it's really nice weather here in Red Deer, Alberta, Canada. I spent a week in Calgary. We drove up to Banff. Love Alberta. Skid says I voted frogs, but my brother said he goes crabs because he can't eat them. Because you can eat them. You can eat frogs. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend eating crabs either. Theme says, "Am I terrible?" I voted no. You voted no. Man. It's a good thing I love you, Theme. Runner Voice says it's a close battle. I don't know. Theme says yes, 19 days. Theme is having a birthday in 19 days. He's going to be spending it at Disney World and Disney Adventures. Runner Boy says crabs can't lose. No crabs for a better world. Remember, yesterday's poll, or 2 days ago, it was a fix. It was a rigged election. Brett says, I heard the governor of Alabama's home caught fire. Pretty much took out the whole trailer park. Man, low blow to Alabama, but funny. How you doing, Wetback? Pastor Dean says, well. Hello, y'all. Pastor Dean, my friend, how are you? And says, frog legs are awesome. The frogs certainly think so. Skit says, justice for frogs. Thank you, Skits. See, Skits is someone who's not afraid to take a hard stand. Signature says, hey, Signature, my friend, how are you? Signature says, hi, my friends, and thumbs up. Frogs can't lose. According to Runner Boy, or crabs can't lose. Night Watcher says, Night Watcher, I'm going to rig this. What's up, Night Watcher? Signature says, hi, and Scrap Chat. Runner Boy says, Night Watcher Trader. Signature says, hi to Runner Boy. And Ann says, hi to Signature. Ian, the best tasting crabs are the Australian mud crab, muddies. I'd never heard of those before. Interesting. Being from, or not originally from Pennsylvania, but growing up in the Baltimore area, of course, everyone loves Baltimore Chesapeake Bay steamed crabs. With Old Bay on everything, which is just flavored salt. Let's see. Nuller Pongus. Yeah, you were here the other day. Runner boy. Um, uh-oh. Wait a minute. So we know who this is. Things might get ugly in this election. And I'm not talking about the US election. I'm talking about the election of the spiritual totem for just a yogi. Is it going to be a frog or is it forever going to be a crab? Signature says hi to Ian Watts. We got some evil laughter from Just a Night Watcher doing burpees in his basement. All right, I'm caught up in the chat. It's pretty close, Runner Boy. And Nightmare. Just a Night Watcher says Neo. And says vote frog with an emoji. And look at that emoji. How could you vote? How could you vote against the frog? 53 to 47. Wonderboy says meat sweats. I don't know why that made me laugh so much, but it did. Night Watcher says frog. Wonderboy says don't be tricked. Vote crab. Man, you guys definitely make me laugh. There is, we're talking health benefits. We're talking superfoods. There is huge health benefits to laughing. He says vote muddles. Have you ever heard of Dr. Norman Cousins? He was a writer, and he wrote a book about it, that he cured himself of a life-threatening illness through the power of laughter. When he was in the hospital, he would put on nothing but comedies, old comedies, and just laugh. And he laughed himself through his sickness. There really is deep, deep power in laughter. And it's deeply beneficial emotionally, psychologically, physically, and spiritually. So I thank you guys for joining in for the church, for the Church of Ridiculousness. I always want to add the extra ness. I don't know if it needs an extra ness, but I'm a firm belief that everything can be better with a ness at the end of it. At least one. Where are we in the poll? So, anyway, I hope if you do come in here, you actually get an honest laugh at least one time during the live stream, and that you feel better afterwards than when you came in. I certainly hope that I don't have the opposite effect on someone. I really, really hope that, after a live stream, someone doesn't say to themselves, man, I was in such a good mood before I hung out over at Eric's live stream. Runner Boy says, I think we should end that. You have so little faith. Look, it's going again. It's going in your favor. Runner Boy is stressed. Have faith, man. Have faith in the crab. Words I never ever thought that I would say. Ever, let alone on a live stream. Runner Boy says, Church of Ridiculousness. I like that. If I ever change the name of my channel, that might be it. The Church of Ridiculousness. And thank you for remembering the extra ness, Night Watcher. Runner Boy says, even Yogi believes in crabs, so vote crab. What I'm saying is, if you believe in crabs, think of it, Peter Pan and Tinkerbell. Clap if you have faith. If you believe. If you think crabs should win, clap your hands. Clap your hands, runner boy. Now what it says, crabs is the anti-Krabbus and frog is the Froggiest. I gotta agree. Ian says, that's how I feel after being here. Always a great time and leave happy. Thank you. Just makes me happy to hear that. Continues the happiness. And says there are more different types of frogs than there are crabs. That alone should convince everyone. Frogs are diverse. There'll be a frog for everyone. But crabs. Austin says, I love frog legs. Anne said that as well. I've never had a frog leg. They just seem so unappealing, except when they're, of course, attached to a frog. Nightmare says, I have a poll. I should have let Anne know before we did this poll. I have yet to come out on top of any stance that I've taken on any poll that I've done, regardless. I need to put out an appeal to friends of the channel, far and wide, to come and finally put me over the top. It really, for the sake, not for me, for the sake of Anne. For the sake of Anne and her crap chat. You know what? Crap chats aren't free. And they take a lot of maintenance to maintain. So if you would like to support Anne's crap chat, vote for frogs. Let's see. Oh, you see? It's rigged again. RB game. Like, that's a coincidence. RB. Couldn't stand for, I don't know, Robot Boy? Roller Coaster Boy? Nightmare says, Eric, when will you bow to the crabs? I can take a firm stance right now. Never. It will never happen. And the thing is, I'm not anti-crab at all. Crabs as a species, I'd like. As a superior species to anything? No. Although who was it who brought up the great point? Because they're scavengers, they do help keep the ocean floor clean. So, I give them credit. But man, frogs? Come on. This is, to me, this is a clear winner. But I have one. If frogs don't win, I have one in my back pocket that I'm going to pull out, maybe for tomorrow. That is a definitely a crab beater. If you want to know, let me know. If not, I won't say a word until I pull it out. Anne is laughing. Retro, yeah, it stands for retro beats. Runner boy, he's well known for his retro beats. Anne says, and frogs are awesome and cute crabs. And cute crabs are ugly and mean. This is true. Have you ever met a frog with a mean disposition? Crabs, what do people say? Have you ever woke up in the morning with a loved one and you come downstairs for breakfast and he or she bite your head off for seemingly no reason and you go, man, why are you so froggy? Have you ever said that? Ever? I don't think so. Skit says, all I'm saying is crab wins. This isn't... if crabs win, this isn't ever. Thank you, Skits. If crabs win, now it's time we get serious. 7,000 species of crabs and 98 families. Just Googled it. Wow. Now, what about frogs, though? That's a lot of crabs. Well, you know what? That's another thing. Why do they need so many species? to be a crab. That's just hogging up species, if you ask me. Do you need any more than 6,099 species? Matt Watcher says, RB game, you have my respect. For BTDS PFP. Nightmare says, after many defeats, you still remain resilient. I respect my enemy. Kind of words have never been spoken on this channel. And frogs. The J. Jordan is here. Hello, my friend. And says, and frogs eat annoying flies and mosquitoes. And who isn't bugged? No pun intended. Who isn't bugged by mosquitoes and flies? And look how they eat them, with their tongue. Matt Watcher says, respect for Runner Boy. Runner Boy says, yes, actually, so Froggy is a saying yogi, but it means something different than why are you being crabby, right? Fred says, it's Neil deGrasse Tyson's fault. Maybe we'll put him up against crabs. What do you think about that, Fred? Neil deGrasse Tyson versus crabs? Who would win? If that being the case, I would vote for crabs over Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he knows why. Ann says you're not helping my case, Yogi. I'm sorry, and I apologize. That watcher says Runner Boy off. There are over 5,000 species of frogs. Fun fact. just Google it. Thank you for that, Ian. So, more species of crabs, which means that frogs know when to say enough is enough. They don't need anything more than 5,000. Runner Boy says vote crabs. That watcher says I have a free to play. I was free to play the player. The struggle was real. Says Runner Boy. That watcher says I have a severe BTD 6 addiction. Red and 1. Don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's a video game. Let's see. Thread says Neil slipped on a banana peel bars. Well, I wish no ill will to anyone, even Neil deGrasse Tyson. And the reason why I dislike him is personal. I actually read a couple of his books, and they're okay. Honestly, he called me an asshole on Twitter, and I don't even remember why. It's one of my claims to fame. That, and when I was about 17 years old, sitting outside of a hotel room in Columbia, Maryland, and out walked Grace Slick and Mickey Thomas of Jefferson Starship, at the time, formerly of Jefferson Airplane, and then, unfortunately, of Starship. And Grace Slick walked by me and said, hey, look, it's Greg Allman, back when I had really long hair. And Carlos Santana in Columbia Mall once asked me for drugs. There it is, some of my claims to fame. I hung out with Jerry Garcia's daughter. I met Oprah Winfrey. And Neil deGrasse Tyson called me an asshole. There's a frog in the Amazon that secretes venom, which causes hallucinations. There are frogs in the desert that secrete DMT, which is a powerful hallucinogen. I will tell a story one day, but not tonight. Hopefully that will intrigue people. You gotta lick the right frog. That is maybe the wisest words I've ever spoken on this channel. You have to lick the right frog. Ant says, don't make me get froggy on you, Yogi. You see, that's how you say it. Don't make me get froggy on you. Or, I'm feeling a little froggy today. Nicely played, Anne. Ian says, scientists are still discovering new species of frogs. They're probably tapped out with crabs. They probably don't even care, but they're still discovering new species of frogs. Nightwatcher says, Thread, you're on thin ice. Nightwatcher says, wait, FR? What is FR? Leo, hey Leo. Much love, brother. Yogi, stay safe and stay strong, my guy. Hey, how are you, Leo? Hey, how are you recovering from your injury? I still see you getting reps. Maddie's World says, hi, Eric, I'm back. Hey, Maddie. Welcome back, my friend. Nightwatcher says, Neil deGrasse called you a-hole. For real? Yep, for real. For real, for real. Oh, is that not a toad? It is a toad. It is a toad. You got to lick the right toad. Absolutely right, Skits. Corner Boy says, pass the frog, bro. Nightwatcher says, Yogi casually dropping lore. Bufu? I don't know. 31 votes is pretty good. Eric Lapointe comes to save the day. Frogs are better than crabs. You know what? That should end it right there. That should swing the vote. An endorsement from Eric Lapointe carries a lot of weight in my world. I don't know about your world. Maddie says, hi. How you doing, Maddie? Skits is laughing with Runner Boy. Skits says, Eric Lapointe. Yes, Eric Lapointe. Let's go. Frogs for life. Frogs for life. I like that. You know what? I say Skits, Eric Lapointe, and Crap Chat. We all get frog tattoos together. What do you say? We're going to get frog tattoos that say frogs for life. That's what it says. Eric Lapointe is the man. Comes in at just the right time. Wonder Boy says, Skits, you want bench more? with that attitude? That was funny, Wonder Boy. Watch it says frog. Vote frog. Let's see. Ian says frog versus crab. Both are unique. I agree. I will agree with that. Most of the time, 99.9% of the time, if someone says versus or pick or choose, I always say or. I don't want to do frogs versus crabs. I'd rather do frogs and crabs. However, we're talking a superior species. We're talking about the totem animal, the spiritual totem of this channel. And you guys want it to be a crab, even though I'm from Baltimore. Technically, not from Baltimore, but grew up in Baltimore. Frogs are one of the most important parts of the ecosystem. Thank you. That should earn a couple more votes. Eric Point says, hey, Nightwatcher. Leo says, still in pain, still working through it. Bro, no days off. For me, oops, sorry, there you go. No days off for me, pain or not. We get down to business. Absolutely. You doing, have you been live yet? You going live now? Runner Boys, Eric the Frog, I knew it. Nightwatcher says, I'm going to crash out. Good night. Take care, Nightwatcher. Thanks for coming in. Skit says, laughing, Runner Boy, the frogs actually motivate me to train harder. Exactly. Eric Point says, I will get that tattoo. What do you say, Anne? Frogs for life tattoo? And we'll even let you pick the body part. Where would we get a frog tattoo? Night Watchers laughing. Eric the Frog. Hey, Stuart. How are you? How is the weather, my friend? Has it started raining? Again, my prayers are with you. Stuart had mentioned earlier today that they are expecting floods in his area, possibly severe. So if you guys could spare a prayer to our friend Stuart and his area, his home. Warner Boy says, vote crab. Maddie's Wolf says, I love crabs. I think the last time you voted for crabs as well, didn't you, Maddie? Which is okay. Everyone, I don't try to coerce anyone's vote. I just try to present a logical argument. Let's see, Leo says, right now in about 20 minutes. Awesome. Do you want to, if you would like, drop the link. We can head over there in a bit. I made a promise on the on my title. I said 1 hour and then to bed. So I'm going to do a 1 hour live stream and then I'm heading to bed. That means in 13 and a half more minutes. Runner Boy says, Mod Maddie. Man, it does not take much to sway you, does it, Runner Boy? Runner Boy says, crab hang rolls deep. Maddie says, hi to Runner Boy. Where I am, I got a lot of floods. I'm sorry to hear that, Maddie. I hope everyone's been safe. You, your loved ones, your neighbors. Skid says, if it means frogs win, I will tattoo an image of a frog onto my face. Now that's the way you take an extreme stance. You could do like a Mike Tyson frog tribal tattoo on your face. Runner Boy says, oh God, 13 more minutes of suspense. I'm waiting for Eric Lapointe to do a deep outreach to the community, to bring them here in the last almost 12 minutes. In the last 12 minutes. Stuart the Fish Whisperer, have you voted? And by the way, have you voted for frogs? Here's a question. Do you think it would have made a difference if I had said toads instead of frogs? Brian says, yo, Eric. Hey, Brian, how are you? Runner Boy said, crab game nickname. It's Crab. Skits is laughing. Brian says, yo, Runner Boy. Skits says, I could be like a Marvel character, the frog. Imagine if Skits got bitten by a radioactive frog and he had the proportionate strength. And he would fight the proportionate strength of a frog. And he would fight bad guys by, I guess, flicking his tongue out. And drawing them near. Hopping really high. Eric Lapointe salutes to Brian. Runner Boy says, Brian vote crab. I think Brian should vote from his heart, which obviously means he would vote for toads. Actually, I know for a fact that Brian would vote for frogs, because he has a deep and abiding love for frogs. I'm not saying he dislikes crabs. I'm just saying that he loves frogs. Yep, see? Brian says Eric knows what I voted. There you go. Manny says I'm voting for toads. Alright, so it would have made a difference if I had said toads. There is always next time. Maybe toads can be the redeeming factor. Warner Boy says, the day the world stood against the crab stood tall and wins. I thought it was going to be really close this time. Skit says, really hit a long jump. That wouldn't be a bad character, would it? Personally, I would have chosen DC comic over Marvel. Maybe that will be another poll on another day. Marvel versus DC and why DC is better. Am I showing my bias? Boner Boy says, oh, let's see. Brian says, I'm with you there, Maddie's World. Ann says, I have to go finish dinner. Well, have a good dinner, Ann. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the poll idea. Very much appreciate it. And thank you very, very much for the laughter. That is deeply appreciated. Ann says, be right back. Eric Point says, I put the word out. We have less than 10 minutes. Can Eric Lapointe save the day? Will he be treated as a hero for forever, forevermore? Will Eric Lapointe be the guy who stood up, redeemed himself from the great Skittles controversy that took place? This would be the ultimate act of redemption. Frogs and toads, all the way. Brian, here's my ace in the hole, ace up the sleeve, card in my back pocket, however that saying goes. The next poll, if frogs lose, the very next poll, maybe tomorrow, is going to be turtles versus crabs. Who in their right mind would vote against a turtle? Ann says, I'm still here, just checking dinner. Awesome. Runner Boy says, crabs will stand tall in the face of evil. No one has ever thought a frog was evil. Crabs, however, pinchers, what do they need a pincher for? Frogs are weaponless. Maddie says, Eric, what is your favorite candy? It's a good question. I don't really eat candy. Back in the day, I would have to say Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I do like M&Ms. And they both make vegan peanut butter cups and M&Ms. And I could literally sit. The reason why I don't eat desserts is because I eat all desserts. I mean, I eat them all. If you were, Mocha would vouch for this. I do not eat a piece of cake. I definitely don't eat a slice of cake. That would be ridiculous. I eat a cake. I eat cake. I don't eat a piece of candy. I eat candy. All the candy. Skid says it was a fun poll, but for frog's sake, I think it was rigged, but fun nonetheless. I think it was rigged as well. And it was fun. Much appreciated. I'm holding out hope. We got 7 minutes. I saw that the Jay Jordan had stopped in briefly. So maybe he is out for reinforcements. Ann says, what falsehoods? Maddie says, I love Skittles. I believe you voted for Skittles, my friend. Let's see. Runaway says, frogs did indeed try and rig the poll, but the crab cuts through all falsehood. Hey, I don't think, Runaway, I don't think you've ever been worried before. And this was the first time that you were a little concerned. Eric Point says, so close. Phil Krabs for world peace. Gets his laughing. I agree. Falsehoods. Thank you, Anne. Anne is unafraid to speak truth in the face of crab power. It's good said, smile, Anne. So, tomorrow, turtles. It is going to be turtles. And there'll be no rigging of polls. I'm not afraid of turning this live stream around and taking you all back home. All right, so no miracle on ice is going to take place tonight. We have 5 minutes left in the chat. Mir says, laughing, says hi to Ann. It's good, says, oh, that is good because I'm at level 9 turtle. Awesome. Turtle versus crab. That is for tomorrow. Turtle versus crab. Where do you stand on this issue, Eric Lapointe? I know of no one who doesn't have a deep, abiding love for turtles. And I know our friend Brian Lane, that's his spiritual animal. Wonder Boy says, I must prepare my army for tomorrow. Remember the story of the universe existing on the back of a turtle. A woman stood up at a presentation from William James, the father of American psychology, and she told him that she believed that the universe existed on the back of a turtle, which is a Native American lore, many tribes. And he smiled, taking very flippant attitude, a little disappointed in William James. And he said, but what's beneath the turtle? Thinking that he had, played his trump card. And she laughed and smiled and said, it's turtles all the way down. I love that story. I love the universe on the back of a turtle. All right, Eric Point says, we're going to have a battle tomorrow. It's going to be a big battle. Maybe not. Maybe turtles will sweep through. I might need to call in a few favors. I might ask Eric Lapointe, call in a few favors. Let's see. Hey, Ann, are you still with us? Your view on turtles, just to get a feel of where things might go. Skid says, I did a test and my spirit animal came out a turtle. If I truly had a spirit totem for the channel, it would probably be a turtle. Funny Boy says a turtle is on the claw of a bigger crab. You don't think that's how the story goes. Eric Point says they live way longer for a reason, because they are the best. All right, Maddie says, I love turtles. Turtles are so cute. Let's see what our friend Ann has to say. Brian says, so today 100 Navy SEALs, 100 Psycho Style, and 100 Supermans. Wow, Brian. What, you must have been feeling really good today. That is awesome. Man, that is a lot of plyometrics. One of us says the odds are against me tomorrow. It seems that way. Tim says, say Brother Yogi and everyone in the chat. Hey, Tim. How are you, my friend? Skit says, nice, Brian. Let's go. Brian is a machine. Tim says, Schizo and Eric. Someone just voted crabs. Let's go. Someone did. 35 votes. It still amazes me. I get 35 more votes than I get thumbs up. 35 people voted. 35 people deciding what do they like better, frogs versus crabs, and they both like them better than they like my live stream. How is that? Brian says, yes, sir. Tim says I voted crabs. All is forgiven, Tim. Brian says took 59 minutes. That's actually a good time for that much explosive movement. That's awesome. Brian says, yes, sir. Runner Boy says, Simmy have to vote crabs tomorrow. Eric Boy says, damn it, Tim. Tim says, I would take crabs any day of the week. So, even if it means against turtles, everyone likes turtles. Let's see. Brian says, so Eric, I'm rooting for Mets tonight to take out the Dodgers. I'd like to see the Mets win as well. Bird says, message retracted. I appreciate your point of view, though, my friend. Tim says, and still come on your live. Well, I appreciate that. Eric Point says, Brian, that's crazy great. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Toy Pup says, thank you so much for today's, guys. The live was epic, my Pookies. You're welcome, my friend. If you would like to vote in our poll for frogs, please feel free. Um, and hey, Toy Pups, absolutely always, we got your back. We will always have your back. All the time. Let's see. Brian says, thanks. You got it, my friend. Verna Voice says, vote crab. Toys. Toy Pup says, we appreciate each and every one of you. As you are appreciated too, my friend. Even if you vote for crabs, we will still appreciate you. I'm glad it's getting better for you, Toy Pops. I'm glad those live streams that you seem to be approaching it with more confidence now, more comfortable. Because I know you've mentioned several times that you still feel a little nervous. Let's see. Toy Pop says, I voted the minority. Thank you. And I will forever have your back as well. And thank you for that, my friend. That means a lot. Maddie says, goodbye, everyone. Have to go. Maddie, thank you for stopping by. Have a wonderful trip. Enjoy your time in Spain, my friend. Eric Point says, Brian, that's why I said on my live last night that I want to do psychos like Brian Lane. Brian has, I've mentioned this before, he has power to spare. He's deceptively fast. You don't notice how fast Brian is getting those reps because everything is so smooth and strong. One of us says, me writes laboratory swept name down in diary. Brian says, oh, Eric, that's great. But man, you have some great psycho-style burpees too. Eric Lapointe's very first live stream doing burpees, and he demonstrated psychos. I found that pretty amazing. We are ending the poll. Crabs have emerged victorious. However, I'd like to think that we have all emerged victorious because I had a lot of fun. I laughed a whole lot tonight. Thank you, guys. I love that genuine, deep laugh that you guys bring me. You know, Mocha has mentioned before that I'm always joking, but she doesn't always see me like laugh out loud. I always have a smile on my face, as she says, like I'm up to something. Generally, because I'm always up to something. But you know, that out and out laugh, she says she doesn't see that often, but she sees it very often when I'm live with you guys. You guys bring me a deep and genuine laugh. Thank you. As well, thank you for the 27 likes. Much appreciated. Let's see. Eric says, poor man also did his workout yesterday in the spirit of Brian also. Brian's a great inspiration. Workout-wise and how he lives his life as well. Toy Pup says, it's getting easier. I have to remember to just be myself. Absolutely. Because that's why we love you. The authentic love our Toy Pups. If you remember that, you can't do anything wrong. You know, we have that voice of fear saying, what if I misspeak? What if I stumble over words? What if I do this or whatever, do that? The authentic you makes no mistakes because everything comes from authenticity. Meaning, I decided I'm always stumbling over words and I'm always awkward, slightly, or maybe some might say more than slightly. And what I decided when I was going to do live streams, part of being authentic isn't not making mistakes. It's being authentic, meaning making mistakes and being unapologetic for it. I don't need to apologize for making a mistake. I don't need to. Now, if I made a mistake that hurt someone, yes, I will apologize. And I will apologize sincerely and quickly. But I don't need to apologize for being me, however that might appear. And I don't need to present it to anyone as in, please like me or don't like me. I just need to present myself, how I am, moment by moment by moment. In one live stream, you actually might see me talking about my father and literally having tears in my eyes, and then laughing at something ridiculous. As we said earlier, if I change the name of my channel right now, it would be the Church of Ridiculousness. Because each day there is moments where it's totally devoted to being completely ridiculous, and I absolutely love it. It reminds me of, again, Rumi, the great Sufi poet. Sell your cleverness for bewilderment. Live a life of being bewildered. Bewildered means that you're just accepting that great mystery of love and life without expecting answers, looking for answers. You're just in love with it. You're in love with all of it, every single moment. Again, my friend Robert Saltzman calls it a once upon. Every moment is a once upon. Never to happen this way again. If you can't fall in love with that, you can't fall in love with anything. All right, let me dive in. Clever Toy Pup says, I'll try to come in earlier next time. I will probably stay live a little bit later tomorrow. Tonight I just wanted to call it an earlier night. So I'm going to log off in just a few minutes. Wonder Boy says, I foresaw a world with 4 to 8 legs reaching out to heaven. Toy Pup says, hi to Skits and hi to Runner Boy. Eric Point says, another great live. Thank you, Eric Point. Brian says, well, I'm really getting, not always wanting to do the workouts. Sure wasn't yesterday. You don't miss them, though. Toy Pup says, our hours are 3,319 now, guys. And 5 days are being held. How many was it yesterday? It was 3-2, right? 3-2 something. So, man, with 5 days, we could at least add, at the very least, we could add 100 more watch hours to that. So 600 more watch hours, a little less than 600 watch hours. If you guys can watch one video, one live stream from Lover Toy Pups, we could do it by the end of October. We'll definitely do it by the end of October. Point says, yes, poor man did 321 burpees because of Brian. He even said it. Man, Brian, way to be an inspiration, man. Brian says, yeah, poor man is definitely a good channel. He does go strong. Yeah, he does. Skid says, thanks for the stream, Eric. It really cheered me up. And your chat has been much love. Sorry. Really cheered me up. And you chat, it's been good, much love to you all. But mostly must love to all the frogs out there. Thank you. Frog Brothers for life. That's all I got to say about that. Frog Brothers for life. Eric's Point says, yes, Brian. Lover Toy Pup says, Eric is awesome and Paul amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that, my friend. Brian says, yeah, it's been a while since I did 321 pyramid. The 321 pyramid. Brian says, thanks, Eric, for letting me know that I'm going to look up the poor man's video after this. Verna Boy says, oh, man, I shouldn't have closed the poll. Look how many people are coming in. Hey, Tandra. Tandra says, hey, Yogi, good to catch you. Thank you, Tandra. Brian says, I just subbed. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you subbing to all of our friends. One says, Yogi, if crabs win tomorrow, you have to make a video of how great crabs are. Man, that would be tough. Again, I'm not anti-crab. I'm pro-turtle. And pro-frog. Laboratory Pup says I'm spamming hearts, and I greatly appreciate that, my friend. Wonder Boy says my hours are at 1,888. You know what? By Monday, Wonder Boy, we're gonna get you to 2,000 by Monday. Laboratory Pup says yes, and oh my God, absolutely, end of October. So we got a couple goals here. I need to ask Jace where his watch hours are. He's got to be really close, if not already there. So, as always, I keep working on watch hours for Tundra. And it's not even a mission anymore. You know, you think of a mission, I'm diving in, I'm helping a friend. Now it's just listening to a friend. Put it up so I can listen to Tundra. As a matter of fact, if Tundra were to say to me tomorrow, guess what? I have 4,000 watch hours. I don't need any more. I'd be like, oh, okay. I'm still going to bring her up every day. I'm still going to listen every day. Become part of my routine. Hey, relaxing, my friend. How are you? Toy Pup says we started at 3,074. Nice. We are moving along. End of October. 100%. Runner Boy says Skits and Tundra. No, I'm sorry. Eric Point did. Brian says, thanks, Eric. I believe it's my calling to be inspiring or motivating. I've had people say I've done both for him. Hey, Brian, you have for me. You've been both inspiring and motivating. And your workouts are only a small part. Only a small part of it. Who you are and your friendship has been hugely inspiring for me. If I never made a penny on YouTube and I counted it in terms of success by the friendships that I made, my friendship with Brian, more than enough. My friendship with all of you guys. Brian says, don't forget to like the stream. Thank you. 30 thumbs up. Much appreciated. Tanya says, thanks, Yogi. You're welcome, my friend. Thank you. I have a theme song because of you. Toy Pup says, hi to Tundra. And Skit says, I'm okay. Thanks, Tundra. Toy Pups liked and shared. Thank you. Toy Pup says, I'm so protective of my safety. Safe place. Gotcha. And we will try to maintain that for you. I mentioned this before. Even though we're doing a vote, frogs versus turtles. Again, I'm not, or frogs versus crabs. I'm not against crabs. I'm not against anything or anybody. The only time I don't want to ban anyone for coming in and saying or doing things, at least towards me. I don't want to take a side against anyone for any reason. However, if someone comes in and attacks someone here, that is different. If they attack someone here, what happens outside, that is up to how another channel may or may not respond. I will not turn anyone away. I will not view anyone as anything other than a friend. But if someone were to come in and attack someone here, then we draw the line. So it is a safe spot for individuals. I hope. I hope we can keep it that way. I hope we all work for each other that way. Brian says, hey, Eric, I want to share something with you. I'll send it on Messenger. Gotcha. Toy Pup says, from our lives today, I got 17 hours so far, guys, because you came in and stayed. That's awesome, Toy Pups. So I call this my... Hey, Kay, how are you? Kay says, I'm here listening. Yogi, thank you. I call this my Kayla Boo policy because it started with Kayla. That when Kayla comes up, no matter when, she goes up on my desktop, as long as she's live, and she'll do 11-hour live streams. As long as she's live, I leave her up. She's playing. She's getting support and watch hours from me. Even if I'm going about doing something else, she stays up on the desktop. So I instigated the Kayla Boo policy with Tandra, with Love Our Toy Pups. When she's up and she's live, no matter what else I might be doing, if I'm writing or working on something, doesn't matter. She's up, and she stays up as long as she's doing a live stream. As well as several other people. I try to get Runner Boy as many hours as I can. I try to get Jace as many hours as I can. And then we'll work through other people. You know, we did it for Optimob because he was so close. Now he's monetized. And now he's doing the same for other people. We'll just keep doing it until everyone achieves their goals. Okay, says hello to everyone in the chat. Runner Boy says, I've got Reaper's community to help vote crabs tomorrow. I think they will easily see the difference. Don't remember that I'd like to think I got a little sway with our friend Reaper. Him and I go way back. I was a supporter back when he was on It Is What It Is, before he was the Reaper. Before he achieved international burpee stardom. It was sort of like seeing the Beatles when they were playing in Hamburg before they were the Beatles. All right, so guys, I got to sign off. I'm 17 minutes past my allotted time, but it was worth it hanging out with you guys. Much appreciated. Toy Pup says, safe place. Oops, I read that. Brian says, I remember It Is What It Is. Lewis, yep. And he came, and I think Eric Lapointe was in the conversation when he came in and said, hey guys, what do you think of if I change my title to Burpee Reaper? Brian says, have a blessed evening, everyone. You too, Brian. And, all right. That's it. I'm going to see everyone tomorrow. Toy Pups, I hope you're going to do a live stream again tomorrow. And I will have you up playing. I'll have your playlist up either way. Toy Pup says I'm still spamming. That's appreciated. Skit says, good night, everyone. Thanks for hanging out, Skits. Tandra says, good night, all. Thanks for coming in, Tandra. Kay, thank you very much. Eric Lapointe and Brian and Skits. And thank you. You had faith in the frog, and I really appreciate that. Runner Boy, tomorrow's a big day for you. Get some sleep. Relaxing, my friend. Thank you for coming in. Maddie's World is heading to Spain tomorrow. Tim came in. Always a positive presence. Much appreciated, Tim. Our friend Mir, thank you. Leo is live right now. If you guys can check out Leo Said So, go hang out with Night Watcher was here and Ian was here. Thanks, guys. Very much appreciated. If I forgot anyone, I apologize. Let's see. Toy Pup says, that's how you know I'm here. I'm the spammer. Every group needs one. Every group needs a spammer. All right. Runner Boy is already scared. Guys, I'm going to go to bed in a little bit. I'm going to swing through YouTube real quick to see who is live, give out a little support. I hope to see you guys over at Leo Said So. If you're not already there. Take care, guys.